What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the High PSI channel. Today we've got this 2009 Dodge Caliber in, and I don't know if you guys spotted it in the back of any other videos, but this thing came in for a noise in the bottom end, and we diagnosed just by listening to it that there was something wrong with the chain assembly and the oil pump. So as you can see up here, the chain's got some slack in it just from the age. You know, these cars are pretty old. And then while it was in the shop, before we pulled it out after a diag, it lost oil pressure. So we ended up shutting the car down and pushing it out. Well, today we got it back in the shop, and John has taken it apart, and look what we have found. So if you see right there, that is the chain that gets driven off the crank to drive the oil pump and balance shaft assembly. And as you can see, she just moving around, and I can actually pop it off the pump. So you can see the pump still spins. So, and you can see it draining after moving it a little bit. So, oh, let me move the pan over there. So it probably still works. It's just the guides and the chain tensioner need to be replaced. But we're actually going to upgrade it a little bit. So we contacted Corey and friends, our friends over at Modern Performance, and we hit them up, and they now have released a oil pump kit that deletes the balance shafts. So now we have this oil pump going in there, replacing that giant large assembly on the bottom, getting rid of the balance shaft. So I don't remember exactly how much weight savings it is. We'll probably say about 5 pounds, but we might scale it out just out of curiosity. But we got all new guides, new chains, the upgraded HD chains. So we're gonna go in and replace all the chains, all the guides, all the tensioners, and get this new oil pump in there with the balance shafts deleted, and get this Caliber back on the road. So I'll check in with John periodically throughout the day today, so you guys can see some of the progress and what all is required for putting all these new parts on. Alright guys, so I didn't really get a chance to show you due to doing some other stuff, but John has already got all the new components on. The motor is timed. We got the new HD chain on there, and then grab the light. As you guys can see, we have the new oil pump and guides and so forth on there. Now let me set the light down. So as you guys can see, this looks a little different here. So on the new pump, that does not have the balance chains in it any longer, and it's just an oil pump. We no longer have any timing marks that need to be lined up because the pump just needs to be on when the motor's on. Then also, you see right here we have a bolt, and right here used to be a oil tensioner, oil pressure tensioner for the lower part chain. And when you do this new setup from Modern, it has a new guide on it that is spring loaded. So you put this dowel in right here, but then you also have to put this bolt with a washer in, and what that does is it blocks that oil galley, that oil passage that used to feed the automatic tensioner that was here. But you plug it because we no longer use it, and it's actually spring tension now for the lower chain. So all that's good. So John's gonna finish prepping all the surfaces and then get the front cover back on and start slamming this thing back together, and we'll get some new oil in it and get it fired up, and hopefully we have saved this one. So we will see shortly. Alright guys, so as you can see behind me, Caliber's almost done. And then, bam, we got this pretty sweet looking 5.0 in. This thing's just in for some pulls. I'm not sure if we did a video on this car or not, but we did do a bunch of suspension work to this thing. May get a shot of that before we pull it off the dyno, but he came in just to make some baseline pulls. So John's finishing strapping it down, and we're gonna go ahead and make some tugs. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap it up for the dyno pulls on the 13 Mustang GT. And she finished out at 434 horsepower and 410 foot-pounds of torque. So, don't remember the mods on this thing, but it's Lund tuned. It's got a Boss 302 manifold, long tube headers, exhaust, a bunch of suspension work, injectors, and E85. So that's gonna wrap this one up. I think we got one more set of dyno pulls today, and we'll see how it goes. It's alive! John got the caliper all back together, fresh oil change in it, and so far everything sounds good. The motor's nice and quiet. She got oil pressure now. Alright guys, so we're back at it. We've got our other dyno pull appointment showed up. Unfortunately the customer is not going to be here for the pulls, which no problem. As you can see, we're recording it, so he'll be able to see his pulls on our YouTube channel. But what we got here is a pretty clean example of a 0304 Cobra. John's in there ready to make the runs, so we got her all strapped down. So we're going to go ahead and fire it up and get our ratios locked in and make our first pull. That's gonna wrap it up for the canary yellow. I'm not sure what that color is. I forget. Somebody put in the comment section below what color that 0304 Cobra is. She's all wrapped up. Made good power. Oh, focus. The car put down 432 and 398 foot-pounds of torque. So that's going to wrap up the dyno pulls for the day and everything else that we had going on. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section below, and we will see you on the next video. Peace.